What is up, everybody? This is Zach Rice. We're back again with more Avernum Escape from the Pit. Here we are in the Crypt of Drath, level 3, and I had to save my game right here because this part can be a little bit difficult. Right now, we're facing off with some cave demons, while also finding Drath's tome that various people want. We're also looking for the final part of Demon Slayer. Pretty sure Demon Slayer will come in very handy since we are facing a lot of demons right now. Okay, let's just explore here real quick before we go in any sort of portal. Oh, dagnabbit. Spell barrier 3, always needed for some reason. Oh, not this mess. Okay, now... remember, no light you have is going to help you out here, so you just have to, just in general, explore. Alright. But the trick with this is to, I think, always do the eastern portal here. And be on the lookout for any, like, passages, stuff like that. Buttons, switches, stuff, you know, stuff like that. Of course, you might have to face golems here, like I'm facing. But they are manageable, so shouldn't be no big deal. Don't care about no mobile effect. Okay, so yeah, just always take the eastern portal and be sure to look out for like switches on the walls, stuff like that, before you go again. I hate the freaking darkness thing though. The passageway becomes icy cold. You start to feel numb. As you progress, you start to hear a soft voice in your head. It says a single word again and again. You don't understand the word, but you do comprehend its meaning. It compels you to come closer. Okay, so we did the right thing by going down this way. This is an ancient spell book. Surprisingly, the magical script it uses is vaguely familiar to you. Those in your group with skill casting magical spells will be able to decipher it. However, that may not necessarily be a good idea. Some of the rituals and descriptions seem very strange, and reading such magical script can have peculiar effects on the mind. We're just going to take it. You take the book from the pedestal and put it into your pack. A tome of such age, rarity, and power is very rare. There are probably several people in Avernum who would pay greatly for it. Okay, we did improve one spell, though, at least. In an instant, the overwhelming darkness of the crypt fades. You see your surroundings clearly. You sort of wish you didn't. Before you stands a familiar figure, the enchanted skeleton you saw on the bridge far above. Except here, the creature isn't a harmless shade. It is solid, and you can feel the power of malevolence radiating off of it. It watches you from empty eye sockets. It has been a very long time since it has come face to face with the living. As it stares at you, taking a happy moment to simply luxury and a spear hatred of you, you hear a single word in your head. Drath. Drath? Is that your name? The undead horror nods once, then it can withstand your presence no longer. It begins to cast a spell, eager to erase distasteful biological life from its lair. Okay, so that was one way to get in here then. Alright, let's do this. Looks like we're gonna have to inflict a lot of blows here. And he is strong as hell right now, though. Oh, I think I know what we have to do. We're gonna have to pretty much inflict everything we got here. He was able to resist that lightning effect, though. He is inflicting a war curse like every time, though. You do that. That was freaking slow. Let's go ahead and do this. Drath unending existence in the stank pit must be horrible, and yet existence is existence. It does not want to enter nothingness any more than you do. The extent of the damage you are doing to the creature makes it suspect that, if the battle continues, it might cease to exist. It begins to cast a new spell. It is a long and fragile ritual. As the spell proceeds, Drath begins to fade away. It is trying to surrender. It will give you the ability to explore its lair, if you will, but let it live. I think I can beat Drath, though, so... Because we have energy elixirs, we have all this stuff, so let's go ahead and interrupt. It's not difficult. You aim a blow at Drath's head. It is forced to cease casting its spell in order to preserve its existence. Drath realizes that your duel is to the death. It begins to draw upon the reserves of power it has built up during centuries down here. Its speed increases and unpleasant creatures begin to coalesce into being in this magical circle. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, it wasn't going to be easy, that's for sure. Drath sees too late how close it has come to total destruction. It slows its attacks and focuses its power. The air close to it grows infernally hot. It is now unleashing its energy as fast as it can, desperate to do anything to continue existing. At last, one of your blows tears through the penumbra of power holding Drath together. The field of energy that surrounded it shrivels and fades, exposing simple bones. Bones that should have crumbled centuries ago. Drath looks at you one more time, expending the last of his energy in one last moment of hatred, and then it disintegrates into powder. The Lich Drath has been destroyed for good. Well, if we ever needed to come back to find a hidden spell or something, we can do that without worrying about Drath anymore. Robe of the Magi. Oh, that is very good for Beatrix. This one is still a little bit better, but I feel like Noah could wear that. Yeah. Dang it. I really want him to wear this one, though. Yeah, let's take off the black boots and then put it... In the middle of this dark, eerie cavern near a subterranean lake, you find a Lich's sarcophagus. Inside, you find several thick sheets of rotten cloth. The creature wraps itself in them when it retires here to recharge. Beneath the scraps of gray cloth, you find an odd trophy, the tip of a sword. It's a shard of metal, 6 inches long, and the steel is still bright and shiny. Alright, we gained the last part of Demon Slayer. Or anything else I needed to explore here doesn't look like it. But if we ever need to come back and find like a hidden spell or something, we can do that. Well, this was just another way up, it looks like. Oh man, I could have just escaped. I didn't have to come back down here. But yeah, you could go ahead and spare Drath if you want. I think it's a little bit more satisfying to just destroy him. Not to worry about him anymore. Especially if you do need to come back for some reason. Alright, but now we have a couple things to clear out here. We can either give the tome to Rita, Thantria, or Kaias. Okay, so if you wanted to go ahead and give the box that Dexter gave you to Mina, this is the way you would go about it. You would have to go through the screen pit for it. There is a small tunnel leading into the cave wall. You listen, smell, and stare really hard, using all your adventurous tricks to figure out what's inside. You detect no clues. The cave is almost totally bare. All you find are a few odd-smelling scraps of cloth, some crumbling bones, and a filthy turned leather jerkin, all worthless. Fortunately, your considerable knowledge of cave lore comes in handy. On the way out, you find some valuable alchemical herbs. There is a large band of scruffy, heavily armed men and women here, sitting around a cave wood fire. It's very misty in this cavern, so you're able to get quite close without them noticing you. You try to listen to their conversation, but the sound carries very poorly. You aren't sure who they are or what they're doing here. You approach with weapon sheath and hands out. When they see you, they grin. One of them yells, "Look, rich travelers, get them!" The bandits draw their weapons and attack. You know what? I'm not surprised. But I think it is important to try a peaceful approach in case they are just regular people, regular Avernites. And look at this. This fight is almost being over before it even really begins. You find several sacks of loot in the camp, some of it still stained with the blood of its previous owners. The people here were bandits, and successful ones, until they met you. You fill your packs with supplies and coins, your reward for your brave labors. Ooh, we got quite a bit of stuff out of that, actually. Ruby. We don't really need that anymore. We already have good rings as it is. Alright, we found some more alchemical herbs. Alright, what's down here? You look with disgust at the pools of slime and rotting vegetation heaped at the edge of this pool. It smells horrible. Then slowly, at first, then much faster, the refuse begins to move. Again, not a problem of a fight, especially considering what we just went through anyway. I was ensnared, but we'll wait. I don't feel like switching back to a bow yet. Crystalline wand. We will sell that. With Zerakai lands. It looks like we explored the scree pits pretty much. Alright, pretty much the same dialogue as before, but let's hope they're more friendly. You approach with weapons sheathed and hands out. They seem very relieved when they see that you aren't bandits. This is a group of merchants heading south to the Great Cave. Their leader tells you that they carry supplies through these dangerous caverns from the Great Cave to the Abyss and back. The Abyss to the west is where Avernum dumps all of its criminals and dangerous elements. You spend a long evening swigging various beverages with the merchants, and then they lift their heavy sacks and early head southeast. Okay, well, that actually worked out. But yes, we have all the parts of Demon Slayer and also Drath's spellbook. You know what? Again, this is a case where I'm well aware that Thantria gives the best rewards, but I'm going to stay morally true to Avernum, so I'm going to give it to Rita. And of course, if you did give it to Kaias, you would get more discounts for stuff in its freehold, but just going to go ahead and give it to Rita. I'm all about principle. Even though I understand why Avernum doesn't want a lot of Avernites don't want any trouble with the Empire. I have Drath's spellbook. He takes the book and flips through it, growing more excited with each new page. Excellent. Very powerful knowledge. Certainly something we Avernites can use to defend ourselves. She takes the books away and secures it in a case. She fetches a pouch of coins and a scroll. A humble reward but it's all we can manage. For your efforts, Avernum thanks you. You should feel the deep satisfaction of one who has done a good deed. Are you looking for any more books? Not yet, though I am constantly searching for clues to their location. And when I find one, we will act. Because of that, we got a boost to reputation, which we're now legendary. Alright, let's go ahead and tell Thantria the good news. Yeah, good news, right? Actually, first we'll go to the freehold and tell Kaias. Fastest way to get to the freehold is go to Barga, and then go this route, and then head east. Get a little bit more mandrake. I had Drath spell books, but I don't have it anymore. Kaias shakes his head. I suppose it seemed too good to be true. We are still grateful for all you have done for us. The gates of the freehold are ever open to you. Anything else I can do for you? Not yet. We still need to work hard to take full advantage of all you have done for us. Perhaps one day you will gain true power in Avernum. When you do, we can be true allies to each other. Okay, so Kaias at least took it well. Let's see. Okay. So, yeah, he's not a threat to Avernum. And I already know it's actually canon that our group here doesn't actually take out Kaias anyway, even on Avernum's behalf. Hopton was just like paranoid. Let's buy some more first aid. Alright, can only buy 2 levels in shops. Just making sure real quick we bought both levels, which we did. Next we can do tool use. But yeah, now we have a good amount of first aid. We don't need to train it, but now we do have a good amount of first aid that is going to help us in dungeons like significantly now. All right, in the meantime, let's go ahead and tell old Thantria the good news. And of course, I am being sarcastic about that. I had those papers, but I don't have them anymore. Thantria is annoyed. This is disturbing news. I hope you are aware that power in your hands will only attract the anger of the Empire. We will not provide you the tools to survive if we feel you are a threat. I have one more task for you, though I doubt that you are up to it. Do not fail us again. What is my final task? I have heard disturbing rumors. There are some malcontents in the Abyss who believe they have found an escape route out of Avernum. If this is true, I must know about it before they do. Locate the route, if it exists, then tell me about it. Who do I need to talk to about this escape route? All I know is that they are called the Scimitar, and their base is hidden below Barca. This is in the Abyss, and my influence does not reach there. What will you do with this knowledge? That is our concern, not yours. And if I find out and don't tell you, then I will do what I always do, act in the best interest of Emperor Hawthorne and the Empire. surprised she is pretty lenient with us, so even after we refused to give her stuff twice. But in a way, it also kind of makes sense for her to only get angry if we don't tell her an escape route. I think that would be the biggest deal breaker for her. But we're going to repair Demon Slayer now, and remember the guy Boutel here who had a big forge and wanted a repair challenge? Well, you go to him for it. I have a sword here that needs some repair. Boutel grins. At last, a challenge worthy of my skills. He carefully takes his pieces of Demon Slayer from you and sets to work. Hours pass. He gets his forge hotter than you have thought possible, and clouds of sparks fly from his anvil. At last, the work is done. A tear rolls down his cheek as he hands you the gleaming blade. That was marvelous. My doubts are gone. Now I know that I am a truly great smith. The mighty blade Demon Slayer is yours. Now I need a long rest. I don't doubt it. And yes, our reputation improved again because we got Demon Slayer repaired. And one notable thing about this is that you see in the description right there, it cannot be dropped or sold, which is very handy because it is one of the strongest artifacts in the game. Now, Xander is a spear wielder, so he can't wield it, but we know someone who can. Our very own Ariadne. So we'll equip it on her. Alright, it can't be... You'll have to hang on to this in the offhand, though. Let's go ahead and give this to Noah. And we actually cleared that out. Alright. We have Crone's Herb, Orb of Throny, Empire Orb. Alright, and one cool thing I want to show y'all real quick before I do another quest is go back to Silvar and head over to see Ephraim, because he has a pretty cool bit of dialogue when you have the real Demon Slayer in your hands. Demon Slayer, you mean this? Ephraim stares at it in awe. Well, how do you like that? It's much nicer than my sword, and that's the truth. Banish Adsakai. Since we have Demon Slayer now, let's go ahead and do that mission for the Tower Magi. I hope we're strong enough to manage this, because this is going to be a tough fight. But I think we're strong enough to manage it, at least. And the only way to get back to the Tower of Solberg is through Fort Draco. And then after we do that, we're going to go ahead and grab the Orb of Throny. Let's let you all know in advance. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I have to look up how to say that. I know what that word is in general, because that is a real word, but I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. So if I'm just saying it weirdly, then I apologize. Let's go ahead and... I like that crystal key. It's hidden through my magical portal. Now that you have found Demon Slayer, you may have the ability to use it properly. Where is that portal? It's in a secret room hidden off my bedroom. Use your sharp young eyes to spot the switch on the wall. Most of the contents of this box are worthless. Bits of bone, dried bat wings, Solberg's will. Fortunately, there's also a key. It's carved from a single piece of beautiful, flawless crystal. In the middle of the basalt floor, you find a small pool of water. As you look into it, you see an image. A gigantic demon faces back and forth furiously in a small, black-walled room. It picks up a black scepter, looks at it in disgust, and throws it at a wall. It turns and looks at a woman standing nearby. It laughs at her. She tells it to do something. It laughs and lunges at her, but an invisible barrier blocks it. You watch their stalemate for a while, and the image disappears. I'm pretty sure that's Linda trying to control the demon. Alright, now we're going to head right back to the Tower of Magi for this very cool, if very hard quest. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save the game right here, but in the next part, we will take this on. I'll see you all soon.